chat about reborn dolls. Imagine that. So grab your brushes, let's sit down and tune into the Reborn Rundown.
Reborn Rundown.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hi everybody, welcome back to our podcast. We are the Reborn Rundown. This is our second podcast, and we're excited to be chatting to you today about Waffle Gate.
For people that don't know what a waffle is, like most people are thinking waffles as in food.
And for those of you who don't know what a waffle is, it's a raffle. And say you've got a baby here like Sweet Delilah, which is Katrina's baby. Say you wanted to sell her, you wanted to get quite a high price, you could put her on a waffle on Facebook, and you might say 25 doll hairs, which is $25 a ticket, and you'll count how many tickets you want. Say you want $900 for her, you'll adjust it so you have that many people that can buy a $25 waffle ticket. And then that lasts for 1 month, and then the winner is drawn online, and whoever wins basically gets Sweet Little Delilah for $25 or however many tickets they've bought. So they're inadvertently getting a really expensive, gorgeous baby for $25. So where would the controversy come in that, you might ask yourselves? Well, let's get into it.
When doesn't the controversy come into it with that? My goodness me. Yeah.
So people either love waffles or they hate them. A lot of artists feel that it's not fair that people are getting such high prices, especially for a second-hand doll. So I've noticed that there's been quite a few dolls that are second or third hand, but they're essentially getting over $500 for them.
Yeah, a lot of some beginners have been selling theirs and getting really high prices for them over waffles. Yeah, I won't go into my opinion with it yet. I'll wait a bit, but yeah.
Yeah, so some of them haven't, like, it's a shock to me, the prices that they're getting for the doll, for the quality of the doll. It's not like Delilah.
Yep.
Delilah is amazing. But yeah, you'd have to have a look yourselves actually to go back.
But essentially, it's luck of the draw. Someone could buy like every ticket bar one, and then that one ticket could win. So it's such a game of chance.
Yes, absolutely.
Which people have likened to like gambling.
Yeah.
Quite a few people have been like, this is gambling, it shouldn't be allowed.
So that's where the controversy comes in. There's a few aspects of the controversy with waffles. One is people not liking it because they're relating it to being adult gambling. Another is what we encountered, but there are positive sides to waffles, which we can talk about the positive sides later as well. But we really want to get into telling you what happened to us as the Reborn Expo team. We put up a doll for a waffle, Chase by Bonnie Brown. And it just went downhill. So we sold through on all of the tickets.
Well, go back a bit because we didn't sell all of the tickets, and I think it was only after 4 days the person who was running the waffle group was saying to us, you need to sell these tickets, you need to get them sold.
Yeah.
And we
have a month.
We have a month. Yeah. And we were starting to worry a little bit. Like we have to get it. We have to get.
There was
these
a lot of
tickets.
pressure.
Yeah.
It was like you have to, and I was saying that this is like we've only had it up for 4 days. Like why is there so much pressure?
You need to promote it as well. Which was
also
same.
for this waffle group, she has some rules that you have to be a member on her group. So our tickets were selling through on our Chase doll that we had for a waffle. We had it at 25 doll hairs
I think
a ticket.
so.
Yeah, and our tickets were all selling through, but suddenly, and not only that, but Chase came with the most adorable outfit as well. He came with a blanket and a beautiful onesie, and it was from a boutique and booties and everything. It was a really beautiful prize for somebody to get. So we sold through on nearly all of the tickets. So we had the waffle going for, let's say, about a week, and a lot of our tickets have already sold through. not once during that whole entire week, or it could have been a little bit over a week, did the admin from that group approach us to say, hang on a second, the people that are buying your tickets have not joined the group. So we were unaware, because anybody that did buy a ticket, we did say to them, you have to become a member of that group, and everything was fine.
So,
So
and I was getting an awful lot of pressure to get all these tickets sold. And I was talking to friends who are not really in the Reborn community, and I said, could you please buy a ticket just to support our expo?
Yeah, because we were getting the pressure put on us only after 1 week, when we had a whole month, we thought.
Yep.
And suddenly the admin was saying, you need to share this to people, you need to get it out to other
Yeah,
groups,
start promoting.
you need to start promoting to sell the tickets. And the admin themselves had bought a couple of tickets in that waffle as well. And then so Katrina thought she would...
I went around to friends and I bought tickets for them. They're not into Reborns. They did it purely to help us out.
Yeah.
And so I put their names down. And
I feel like we need to make a point to everybody too that all of the money raised for Chase is going to our charity.
none of it was
None
going
of it
to
is
us.
going to us. So
And we did have or do have the paperwork to say that we have what is it?
It's a authority to fundraise
Yeah,
for our charity.
yeah, for the charity. So it was completely legal. We weren't breaking the law or going against Facebook's
because we were
rules.
called cheats later on.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we'll
And
get to that.
And we'll get back to that letter. What happened to it was absolutely disgraceful. So
then what happened was we filled all of the tickets. They were all sold. And then we thought, yay, we've got all of that money in the bank for Chase. We can put it towards our charity. In fact, it was going into our Reborn Baby and Co. Expo creations
which essentially has been going
bank account.
Yeah, it's been going at the moment to help pay for venue hire, and then everything that we raise on the day, all the ticket sales, all the raffle tickets and things that we'll do there, the money goes to our charity. So we needed a bit of money for setup, for paying for the venue as a down payment. So
yeah. So then we thought, well, let's just go ahead and do the waffle.
and we did message.
Yeah.
We messaged the person who was in charge and we said, is it okay if we draw our own? Because I liked the fact that it was very transparent. We on our own site have been doing draws for a long time. We know that there are ways that I ended up noticing on some waffle sites that one person was drawing them all the time, which I became suspicious about, and I found out that you can type someone's name in and put a space or a full stop, and essentially that will mean that they either win or they don't win. And I said, I don't want to run the risk of that happening
So
with
I kind of
us.
feel that is the biggest part of the controversy.
Yeah.
too, don't you think?
Oh,
So
totally.
if you want to say it again, like how was it? What is it that you have to do?
So I ended up Googling, can you rig a wheel of names draw? Because I wanted to know if it was possible, because I became suspicious that on one of these sites, the same person was doing the draw all the time. And they and their friends seemed to be winning a lot of the waffles. And then the next thing you know, that these babies they'd won, which they'd paid $25 for, would end up on the Reborn sites. So yeah, it was a little bit unusual. So I googled it and found out, yes, you can actually rig the wheel by putting spaces in with people or putting full stops and various means like that, and it will actually choose the name that way. So I said, I don't think we should let someone else draw it. I think that we should do it, because every draw we've done has been 100% legitimate. Not a
So
problem.
yeah, we had noticed that on that, on the list of names, there was not only the admin but some of their friends, and they had been winning dole after dole for months on end. And then we were seeing those dolls that they've gotten for $25, reselling for $400, $5.95, $3.95 on different pages,
Yeah.
on different groups on Facebook. So we thought we'll do our own chase waffle winner inadvertently, just to avoid that. We hadn't mentioned it, we hadn't said anything, we just kept it amongst ourselves that that's what we were seeing, and then we decided to do our own waffle winner.
Yeah.
So Karina,
So we did say to the admin, didn't we, that we put a comment, we would like to do
Yeah.
our own draw.
so what happened was on the day that we'd filled all the tickets in,
Right.
we let her know we're going to be doing our own draw at 11:00 a.m. We
And we
gave
got
her
a
an
message
hour.
back, and she said, yes, that's
That's
fine.
fine.
And then that comment disappeared after the draw, I noticed.
Oh.
Mm.
So the admin messaged us back and said, yep, that's fine, go ahead. And like what Katrina's just saying, it got taken off the
Mm.
So Karina, we asked Karina if she wanted to do the draw because she hadn't purchased a ticket. There was no conflicting issues with Karina doing the draw. And so then what happened when you went to do it?
So I went and did the draw live, like I was supposed to, and it went live for maybe 20 seconds, and I couldn't get it to come up, I couldn't get it to work. It didn't go on the page, and I waited and I waited and I waited.
So
and
it worked when you did it on the wheel, but it didn't work on the live feed.
It came up saying it was doing it live,
Yeah.
and it not even 20 seconds. It was saying live.
Yep.
And I thought, oh, okay. And then as I did it, it cut out and said that was it. And I thought, what's going on?
Yeah.
So I did it again because it wasn't coming up. After I waited a while to check and see if it was coming up, I did it again, and the same thing happened. It came up, but it was deleted. It was gone. And I again waited for it to come up on the page, and it
Because
never
I
came
remember
up.
you'd messaged me and I said, because I've done quite a few live draws for giveaways on our
Yeah.
page. And I actually live quite rural, and you'd think my internet wouldn't be as good as you guys who live in town and everything.
Yeah.
I have never, ever, ever had one of my live draws cut out.
No,
Every single one of them's worked. So we just found it a bit interesting that why is it
happening?
why did your one cut out? So
And it did it twice. And I've got like NBN high speed, because there's a lot of devices in our house and a lot of people, so we had to get the best Wi-Fi speed. So that's why I was so shocked.
and then all of a sudden on the waffle page there's this, once again the waffle hasn't worked, you've got to have such good internet coverage and everything, I've got this and this is happening quite frequently. And we're thinking, why is it happening quite frequently on this page, yet it's not happening on other pages? So the admin of this page was sort of saying, give it to me, let me do all the draws, I'm not going to have a problem with internet coverage.
Yeah, we kind of had a feeling that the admin was controlling the live from her end when you were trying to submit it through.
Yeah,
Don't you
because
think?
it just kept, it was the
We
weirdest
did,
thing.
however, get a winner
We did.
out of the draw, and that was really good. So we got a winner, and we let that winner know that she'd won Chase and the whole package and everything. But meanwhile, the admin who had entered the draw and whose friends entered the draw wasn't happy that she didn't get to control who the winner was. That's basically.
Yeah, she didn't get to do the draw.
She didn't get to do the draw, she didn't get to control the whole thing. And in actual fact, we kind of had a feeling she was stopping that live from going through, because suddenly she came up with this big excuse saying, and she did a post about it saying
She had noticed that
she
a lot of
noticed.
people's internets had dropped
Yeah,
out.
and that she'd have to do the draws because her internet, there's nothing wrong with it. So we said, no, we've already got the winner now.
They've been notified. I mean, how can you say to someone, congratulations, you've won, and thinking it's going to go up on the website on a live feed, and thinking, well, okay, it'll come up in a minute.
Yeah.
Message the winner and say, congratulations, you've won, and then all of a sudden...
And it was a child, like the ticket was bought for someone for a child. So imagine them turning around and saying, oh, I'm really sorry, but there's controversy. No, your child can no longer have that doll.
Yeah.
So then what happened was she wasn't happy that we were not letting her do a redraw, because she said to us she wants to do the redraw, and we said no, we've already announced the winner now. We've already told the winner that they've won. So then she started with, well, no, none of the people that bought a ticket were members on my page. So we need them all to join our page, and then I'm going to do her. She said she's going to do the redraw again.
But I might add at this point that the messages were not friendly messages.
Oh, they were awful.
They were really, really...
They were harassment and bullying.
Sarcastic.
Very
And
sarcastic.
to the
We
point where...
have receipts.
Yes.
We have the receipts of all of the messages too.
To the point where I said, what are you insinuating? Like, what... It was right from the get-go. There was no, what's happened or anything like that.
Yeah.
There was no working with you. It was
No.
going against you. Sort of.
There was kind of name calling straight from the beginning. That's how it really was. She was calling us cheats. Then she demanded a letter of our charity.
Yes, she's claimed that we were frauds, we weren't actually raising it for charity. And I'll let Renee fill you in on that.
Well, then she wanted a letter of our charity, so we kindly gave her one, which we probably shouldn't, because she proceeded to put it up on her Facebook page, our charity letter.
And all the personal details about our charity, which is sensitive information, and someone could then take a copy of that letter and then use it fraudulently and
For fundraising for
Yeah.
themselves.
She did claim that she was doing it because she was trying to help us by explaining to people that we weren't a fraud, but you don't post personal information on people and their
not
channels.
We had not given her
Addresses
any
and that.
permission.
No.
We hadn't given her permission
And
to
she
put it
did
up.
claim that we gave her permission.
Yep.
And she claimed that we gave permission for a lot of things. And we gave no permission at all.
No.
Absolutely no permission.
She just wanted proof that we were a legitimate thing. She did not say, oh, and by the way, I'm going to post that sensitive information on the
Alright,
page.
no worries. Yeah. So, and we want to point out at this time that having raffles or waffles on Facebook is considered illegal. They don't allow it. They don't allow waffle pay. Well, that's essentially why people call them waffles instead of raffles, is because Facebook will pick up the raffle word and shut down any raffles. But there is a clause to say that if you are doing it for charity or fundraising, non-for-profits, you can do it and it is allowed.
Yeah. So we were legal, but
We
the
were
actual
legal.
site is not legal, and hence the reason they use terms like waffle, doll hairs instead of dollars, and so
So for us to be called cheats, fraud, when we were doing everything correctly, we thought everybody had joined the page and everything was going smoothly because she gave us the go-ahead to do the waffle. We did the waffle, and because obviously she wanted either herself to win it, I'm just going to say that because we're not naming names of anybody, or she wanted one of her friends to win it, to resell it later on. That is what we feel, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. And to be called names, it inadvertently is them themselves. They're reflecting that onto us. Is disgusting.
Plus the damage that potentially happens to our expo, and which is fundraising. We do not make a cent off our expo.
No.
It is all for charity. It's all for people to come together, celebrate reborns and the artistry
And like what I didn't like as well, which goes in hand with that, is the fact that she made it this chat feed. They were all on there commenting, and then like there were people that potentially could be our customers that come to the show. There could be vendors that come to the show. It really went downhill fast because she posted up our charity letter and a big thing writing about it and calling us names and everything, and then everyone was coming under there commenting.
Yeah.
And then we were getting messages over on our own Facebook page, who are you, and all this kind of thing of complete strangers.
And I think the unfortunate thing too is previously we had been doing giveaways for a while, and then all of a sudden we had a scammer who was commenting to each person entering our giveaway, click on this link. And then someone from the waffle group then confused it in and said, oh, well, your whole waffle was a scam. And that wasn't the case. The whole reason that we put up on our page that we stopped giveaways because we had a scammer was to protect people, because
That's
we
right.
hated to think of anyone being taken advantage.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
you know in the Reborn world everyone gets scammed.
Everyone
Everyone
to,
tries to scam you. It's really hard to even buy a doll from someone that you don't know.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I've had somebody, this is just off the bat, I'm just going to say, one time my toddler doll, my Meili Sculpt by Ping Lao, someone tried to sell me that, my own doll. They
Really?
had taken my pictures,
Yeah, I've had that.
and then I said to them, oh wow, can you show, because someone said to me, someone's trying to sell your Meili doll. And I was like, who is it? And I found them, and I messaged them and said, how much are you asking for that doll? And I said, can you send me a safety picture? And they did. They're that good with things.
Oh,
They
they
went-
photoshopped it.
Yes, they photoshopped a handwritten safety with a date and their name on the doll. And I took a photo of that doll on my bed and I said, this is really, you should be ashamed of yourself, because that doll you're trying to sell to me is my actual doll. Here she is here on my bed. You've photoshopped yourself.
Wow.
I didn't realise that they'd gotten that clever.
They
That's
do,
happening.
yeah.
We will do another podcast and we'd love your feedback.
I've
Don't you
had
think?
yeah,
Yeah.
because I've had that done to me too. They've taken my picture and they've put it on Etsy and opened an account, and I started getting messages from buyers saying, where's my doll? Where's my doll? And I'm saying, I've got no idea what you're talking about. And they said, well, I've just done a search and your doll popped up on this page. And I'm saying, what are you talking about? I went on and they were selling it for like $300, but they had sold it to over 250 people.
Oh.
250 people had bought my doll, like one that I had painted and had sold. And I'd sold it months ago, to someone, and over 250 people got scammed.
So is that why so many artists now are putting watermarks?
Yeah,
Actually,
I
on
usually
the-
put
yeah.
watermarks, but there are apps you can do now that remove watermarks, and
gosh.
And you
So
can
it's
zoom
getting-
right in and cut that watermark off, and then
it's getting really tricky.
But we will do another
Yeah.
podcast
On
about that, 'cause
Scamville.
I would love everybody's feedback in the comments when we do that podcast on scammers. And
Yeah.
we'll actually bring up, we might even do guest interviews with people that have been scammed. So drop us a DM or in the comment section, write down that you've been scammed, and we'll maybe
Share your story. And
share your story, and we might have you on the podcast, because even though we're live now, we're together, the three of us now, in future we will be in our own homes and podcasting together that way.
Yeah.
So we can add you on in a podcast.
So the reason we're together at the moment is because we went down to our expo venue yesterday to do some more arrangements.
Yeah, we have lots of goodies behind around the room.
Extra content. Yeah.
So back to the waffle, how did it end?
So
It ended badly, but
it's,
we learn a very
Well, did we
strong
put down
lesson.
that about the fact that all of us got blocked and we couldn't even comment to say what had happened, anything
And
like that.
another thing is she would not take down the charity
The charity letter we asked
She wouldn't
and
take
asked.
her derogative comment
And
about
laughed
us
at us.
down either. She refused. She actually wrote us a big message like this, saying that she knows her rights and that look me up on Wikipedia and have a look at my credentials and
Would you like me to
LinkedIn and-
get? Would you like me to get the message and we'll just read a little bit out, not everything?
yeah, I think everyone would like to hear
Yeah.
it.
It's my favourite.
Just
one.
the hands.
The hands.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
I
it's
can't.
very-
The hands. Like, can you picture her like this?
If there's a very slight 1% chance, Nikki Johnson, that you watch our podcast, bloody good job on it.
I know.
Yeah, that is a beautiful sculpt.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah,
We're
I
going to
have
read
got
some
it.
of the message, but we're not saying any names because this person would definitely take us to court if we mention.
Well,
their
she's been
names.
threatening that, hasn't she?
Yeah,
She's been
when-
now threatening legal action against other people.
And one thing I should point out is this person's not actually using their real name either, which we thought was a bit unusual. So we got comments like, did you forget what you said in your last post? You said that someone...
Sorry, there's a motorbike going past. We'll start again.
That's it. So some of the messages we were getting were things like, seriously, now I'm enjoying myself, thank you, heaps of laughing emojis. She was saying stuff like,
She even said in one of them, like, now I'm actually laughing at
Yeah.
you.
and a whole stack of emojis. And then she was saying stuff to us like, stop using AI to write your letters, or if you're going to use them, check the spelling, it's American. So really like unrelated, bizarre stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we said that we wanted our letter taken down, our charity letter, she was saying, this is ridiculous, you know, I'm not going to do it, I will remove it in 24 hours, which is so wrong.
We'd like to point out that that charity letter, we're talking about a school here. Like a school for kids with disabilities and, you know, special needs, learning needs, things like that, that you just don't, you wouldn't do it to anyone, let alone a school that is trying to help kids with disabilities. It's not.
And complex disabilities.
Yeah. That's right.
So, yeah. So one of the, I think the last one we got is, the one I just replied with lots of laughter is because I'm honestly embarrassed about your message.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so not a very nice person within the Reborn community.
No.
So she's actually at the moment threatening legal action against other people. But relating about that, isn't it? Because it kind of started the ball rolling, is
Yep.
it?
It did. Once people found out about what had happened to us, we had one person message us and they said, look, I agree with you, you know, I've noticed this, this and this. And they actually commented and backed us up, but also their observations, and it got really quite heated. And the person in question was threatening legal action and defamation and all sorts of stuff like that. And I think when you're taking it that far, it must be because you have a little bit of guilt and really, really need to prove something. But I honestly think it's empty threats.
So, but what happened with, did she change the group's name, or what did she
It was
implemented-
changed
But
right at the beginning.
prior to us doing it was
But I'm just wondering, she changed something just recently
yeah, she put a different word in.
in the name.
Yes.
Okay, so she's changed her name recently of the group, and then didn't she implement some new rules?
I don't know because I got blocked so quickly.
Yeah, there were some rules were implemented, I think that I'm not 100% sure. I think it had something to do with the
draw.
wheel of names.
Yeah, the wheel of names. It did.
And the drawing of it.
Yeah. And
but
then we also noticed,
dunno,
I
I've
think
blocked,
it was before
so.
you got blocked, that she'd done the wheel and put colours or patterns on there, so you couldn't even see the
That's
names
right.
properly.
Yeah.
I that was what, cut from sort of here. So part of the reason I was hesitant to allow this person to do our draw was because she was using photographs as the background on the wheel, not the little coloured segments.
And the white
white
font,
names.
yeah.
You can't
You
see
couldn't see
the
it's
names.
spinning. You can't see who is who.
Well, even when it stopped, it's very, very hard
Hard.
to see the
Yes.
names.
And I think she's probably doing that so she can put a little dot or a dash
Yes.
on the person that's going to win, so she can rig it
Yep.
and they win it. Because like you said, you were noticing her friends were winning over and over again.
Yeah.
So that's the main controversial part. That's number one. And number two was in her calling us cheats because we wouldn't let her redo our draw because we didn't want one of her friends or her to win our chase doll. We wanted it to go to a proper person that had purchased, not a proper person, but we wanted it to go to
Someone different. And
someone different.
we're not saying like other people have won
Yeah, other people have
occasionally.
one.
Yeah.
They do throw in every now and
Yeah,
then a proper
But the
winner.
percentage of people winning on that site are sort of
Yeah.
there was about 4 names that I noticed was popping up all the
all
time.
the time.
And one of the posts I noticed too said, congratulations, person's name, you so deserve that. And I thought, that's quite unusual that you would do that on a page like that. You wouldn't, I felt it was a bit unprofessional, and it was almost as though she personally knew this person and had said, you so deserve that. So there was all these things leading up to the draw that for me just rang alarm bells.
Yeah.
So
And for somebody to get so aggressive at us for not letting her take control of it, that usually when somebody's cornered or whatever and they're telling lies, they come out aggressively. That to me rang alarm bells as well.
yeah.
She was not nice to us.
No.
From 1 minute on after we did the draw ourselves.
She was nice initially when we asked to do the waffle,
Yeah.
and then there was the intense pressure to get all the tickets sold.
In a week when we had a month.
And I still, I know another person that was in a similar situation. I don't know why she had said you have a month, but then there's this pressure, you've got to sell these tickets. Is it because she's trying to get more waffles
dolls,
going through?
Yeah.
And
I don't know, because she was letting other waffles from
There was-
bigger names
there was one that was allowed to have a month.
just sit there. I think it's probably still there
It
because I
probably-
don't think those tickets sold.
No. So, and
So I do feel like there are positive sides. I actually personally like the idea of waffles. I do.
for charity.
For any, I like the idea of a waffle because if you've got a doll as an artist sitting at home and it's not selling, for example, and you put it up for a waffle and they're $25 a doll hair, $25 a ticket, and you sell, I don't know, even just 30 tickets or I don't know. And
Yeah.
what do you think? Do you like it?
I think if you're selling it for the price that you would normally sell it.
Or for the price you would normally get for that quality of a doll?
Because there have been some in previous waffles that I've seen all around the world, like not necessarily in Australia but all over, and like you've got a doll that has acrylic eyes and fairly
Fake lashes.
fake
just
lashes
on.
and things like that,
Yeah.
that they're trying to get $950 for
And
it.
one recently did go for $900.
Yeah,
That's where
900,
I
and
feel like that's
they're taking I do feel like that's
Taking
taking advantage of trying to, as I said, if I was doing a waffle and I was selling a high end for 900, and that is what I sell it to everyone, what I would sell it, yeah, okay. But when I've got a doll that is like, I wouldn't pay not $900 for a Playborn, for example. If I sell a Playborn, they're all $380. I'm not going to put it on a waffle and try and get $900
No,
for
yeah,
it.
me either. That's where
That's
it
taking
becomes
advantage
bad.
of people, and that where I feel like that a lot of people say, well, I can't afford a Reborn, so waffles for me, paying $25 for a ticket every now and then, I can have a chance to own one. Okay, that's fine, but to me, if you're selling something for more than what it is valued at, that is taking advantage of the people who can't afford a Reborn.
And I think
You know
too,
what I mean?
people have pointed out that people are spending like quite a lot of money trying to win a doll, and is it essentially like gambling? So that's probably more of a personal thing, but yeah.
I really like the waffles too because it's kind of making people choose whether they go onto Temu or Shein or AliExpress and buy a counterfeit
That's right.
for $50, or they buy a two waffle tickets and might win a proper Reborn that's come from a sculptor. So it's helping out the sculptors and it is helping out the artists as well.
It's knocking out a lot of the counterfeits, definitely.
It's definitely providing them a different avenue to getting a Reborn rather than buying a counterfeit. So, and it is pushing through the sculpts for the sculptors. That's the part of it that I think is good.
I think it is a real positive.
It is still though like a 1 in 30 chance. So you still need to sort of weigh
it up.
Well, it depends how many tickets you buy.
Yeah. So
If you see a sculpt that you really love,
Like
buy
a
all the
Delilah.
like a Delilah.
she's not for sale. Any thought is.
I know. She's not for sale.
Yeah.
Everybody, but look at her.
Oh, she's so cute.
Yeah, that's all we really wanted to talk about today.
So me personally, the whole experience with waffles just totally turned me off. Like I had
It's sad, isn't it?
I
It
had
is
quite a few
sad.
nights where I really just felt so upset
Yeah.
over what had happened and how it had been treated.
It was spiraling because we
Yeah.
were getting messages to people don't understand that we are trying to do a expo out of the goodness of our heart. We're donating all of our time.
And we've
our
even donated
resources.
our own money.
Yeah.
Like with giveaways and stuff
Yeah.
like that to try and
So to
promote
do
the
the-
event.
To do the Chase Waffle and then to receive these negative comments and messages and everything was quite heartbreaking when we thought we were doing it all correctly.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's still going on now as well, like with her trying to do legal action, not against us, but against other people that did comment about it, because that's what it is. That's terrible.
It is.
So,
In future, we'll do any waffles from our
do
own
you want our own
page.
page?
Are we planning any more?
I don't know.
We need to do more fundraising.
Yeah,
So
we
we're gonna
definitely
another
need to do
waffle.
more
That
fundraising.
sort of
So we on purposely have not mentioned any names. If you have had this experience happen to you, if you had any negativity regarding any waffles, please leave it in the comments. We'd be happy to chat with you about it.
Have you been scammed in the Reborn community? If so, we'd love to hear your story. Please leave it in the comments, any stories that you may have about being scammed in the Reborn community, or DM us over on our Facebook page, which is Reborn and Baby Creations Expo. We would love to see you there, and we would love to hear your stories so we can share it on our next podcast.
Head over also to our Facebook page. We'll put a post up where you can also add comments about your experiences in waffles and cyberbullying in the Reborn community, that sort of thing. So
our Facebook page is Reborn and Babies Creations Expo.
yeah.
And what date is our
That
show?
is
And we have a TikTok too.
We do
Same
have a
handle.
TikTok, yeah.
Have we posted much on TikTok?
We posted a
TikTok
little.
is small, but we're getting there.
We'll get there,
We have too many
definitely.
other things to do to worry
Yeah.
about TikTok at the moment.
And I think people don't realise how much planning goes into a show.
Oh, so much planning
It's
goes
so
into
much
a show.
planning.
Every day.
Every
there's
day.
something to do.
Every day there's a new
Crisis.
problem issue,
every day.
crisis, drama. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we've had some positive people and comments which they keep us going, thank goodness.
Yes, and our vendors, would also like to say our vendors have been so supportive of us.
They have, yeah, we love
So
our
how many
vendors.
vendors do we have now?
I don't know, we've
42.
got 42 tables
Oh, that's pretty
sold
good.
so far, but we still need about another 20 or so
Yep.
to be able to fill it all up.
And
Yeah.
help cover the
So
cost
if you
of
guys
the
are interested in being a vendor,
Yeah, definitely.
You
Yeah.
don't have to be an
DM.
artist.
No.
I'm
no,
not an
any type of
artist.
vendor.
No,
Yeah.
any type of vendor that's related to babies, baby clothes.
Because we have this
Accessories.
enormous, gorgeous ballroom now.
Oh,
It
We
is
yes.
would have seen it on yesterday's podcast that we
Yes.
did. So
If you haven't seen
it,
yeah,
head
check it
back
out.
over. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss a single podcast. We will have maybe a giveaway coming up.
I'm hoping we should.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we're thinking to do a giveaway for you guys once we hit, I think, 300 subscribers.
Yeah, let's do 3.
We'll do an amazing giveaway. So please subscribe to us, and we thank you for watching today, and we hope that you have a wonderful day. On that note, because Katrina's husband, I don't know, messages
do
her.
it.
He can't stay away from you.
It's just a text message.
Oh,
from a
okay.
friend.
Right.
So next time I'll
Boring.
do we need to do that again?
We're going to have a few people on the podcast to interview too.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we get Nikki Johnson.
You're taken to that sculpt, don't you?
I love
She
her.
loves that.
She's not my baby, everyone. She's Katrina's. She's so cute.
She is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
If there's somebody that you'd like us to interview, leave it in the comments. Actually,
We can't promise that we'll get
we
them.
can't promise, but we can try.
Yeah.
Or if you yourself would like to be on the podcast, that you have an interesting story or subject, because we've got some disaster stories and funny stories of our own that we can share over time. So
We
yeah,
hope.
let us
And we
know.
have some new sculpts coming soon.
Do we?
Well, we do. We have Milan.
Yes, we
So
have
when Milan
Milan.
comes, we'll
Yes.
do a kit review for you.
Absolutely.
And you have the Primrose Twins.
I'm hoping to get the Primrose twins
Oh,
very
twins.
soon. Yeah, one awake, one closed.
They're so cute. So we'll do a review on those kits for you guys if you like that kind of thing.
Yeah, because our channel is for artists, collectors, you know,
Anyone
really who loves reborns and
And loves a good chat.
yeah.
Because we could have had a cup of tea or something and a biscuit and had a chat.
And you're
Yeah.
holding the baby.
Anyway, bye guys.
Bye.